What is good, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm going to shout you guys out with a good morning here in Los Estados Unidos. And then we're going to say good afternoon to Gigi, because she is in France. How is the weather over there, Gigi?
It was raining for days.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to show you
You're
from my parents' house. Look at this.
Oh my God. I want to be in France.
Oh.
That looks beautiful. Very relaxing.
It's this little neighborhood, the little residential neighborhood, the nice greenery, the nice little, clouds in the sky.
What is the market like out there in this area? Is it hot? Is it heavy? Is there a lot of gentrification going on in that area? Well, what's the word?
No gentrification going on there. No, this is not happening. No gentrification there.
No, is that's not going to be the new East Williamsburg?
I don't think so.
Far East Williamsburg? No,
not at all. Not at all.
Awesome.
Actually, I needed to give a shout out to my daughter. It's Kika's birthday today.
Oh my God!
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday. We're all off tune, guys. But welcome, guys, to our Friday edition of Real Estate Unwrapped. Once again, we have Israel Martinez in the house. We have Gigi in the house.
I'll get back onto my computer so I can actually.
Nice.
Yes. And
I'm glad to have you guys here. So to let you guys know, what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about some effective following up techniques that you can use in real estate, especially today with what's going on. But before we get started, huge shout out. What's up, Sekou? Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate you. Please don't sing.
Cool.
I think he was talking to Israel.
I'll try my best.
Sekou, meet me at the karaoke spot, all right? No, I'm kidding.
All right, so I'm going to myself to the stream.
Oh, my goodness. We got two Gigis in the house. Holy moly. Where did she go?
Where is the other one? There you go.
No.
Oh, well, here you go. That's it, done.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
The choice of having live on Facebook. So let's get going, guys. We're always talking about the money is in the follow-up, and I believe it is actually true. Whether you're working with buyers, whether you're working with leads that you just got off of a sign call or internet or you name it, marketplace ad that you put in on Facebook and you just have people just asking you a couple of questions. Sellers follow-up is really, really important. As a matter of fact, it even looks like half of, most of the real estate agents do lose more than 50% of their business from lack of follow-up or lack of nurturing because you just give up too easily, right? And it looks like most of the deals happen after how many touches was it, Israel or Ed? Do you remember? It was like on the fifth or sixth touch. And if anybody has the numbers right there, please share with us.
I do.
90% of the deals don't happen on the first time you talk to a buyer or a seller or any type of lead. They happen with follow-up. So with this, we figured it would be very important to repound this in our head again. We need to know really what we need to do because we forget. Can I give you guys these numbers? So many years, and you get comfortable with your ways of doing things. So let's explore the different techniques you may use to stay in touch with all those sellers, buyers, leads. All right, let's do it. Can I give you guys
these numbers?
Absolutely.
Ed, you got the thing. You got the command.
Can you hear me?
I don't think she hear you.
We don't hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Gigi, I don't think you can hear Ed. He's been saying that he wants to share the numbers, and you were just saying your stuff. So
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Ed. I can hear
Perfect.
you.
So I'm going to run through these numbers. Just text Gigi that maybe she has to check her mic. But listen, guys, the numbers that she was talking about, I have them here in front of me. So they said 44% of salespeople give up after the first no.
You can hear me, guys? You
Yes.
can, right? Good.
Yes.
All right.
That's good.
22% give
Wow.
up after the second no. 14% give up after the third no, and 12% give up after the fourth no.
Yeah. And it's not even a no. Sometimes it's just, trying to get in touch with them. And for whatever reason, that lead has other priorities and you're not it. Right. So, yeah, those are really good numbers to have.
That means they're just not as serious then, if that's the case.
Yeah. All right. What's our first slide?
All right. So going into the next slide. So number one is this: make time, right? Don't wait. The time will never be just right, right? We know you're busy, but following up and prospecting are two of at least 5 things that all great real estate agents do daily. It can be difficult to fit in all of your follow-up calls, emails, texts, but adhere to the time blocking method, okay?
Yeah. We talked about that last week, so that was part of time management. Make sure you put in your schedule follow-up on top, along with prospecting. And that's a total different activity. Let's not confuse following up and prospecting. All right?
Correct.
Right.
So they also mentioned it as well, 22-day follow-up schedule, right? It takes 21 days to build a habit. So set it up, 22-day follow-up schedule as a guide to help you map out when, where, how you're going to follow up with these leads.
Yeah.
You guys have anything you want to add to that?
Oh, absolutely. When you definitely follow up, I mean, just don't stay on just always calling the person or just always emailing the person or just always texting. Do all 3 of them. Do the text, call, and email. Right. I'm with a group where later, actually, it's funny because Sekou was just on, and one thing he definitely says that you definitely want to make sure that every time you try to reach out to them, it's call, text, email. Always call, text, email. And we were just talking about this about a month or so ago in reference to how to do it, which is the 3-3-2-2-1-1. You reach them out on one course of the day. You do it 3 times, then another 3 times, and until you can actually reach them. And by the time you try to contact them, it'll be about 40 contacts in total. Within a certain amount of days. If you can't reach them within 40 contacts, then honestly, or 40 tries at least, then by that time you're actually, you should just move on to the next person. You should.
I think you explored all the options there. And then we have with our brokerage, we have a really powerful CRM that actually helps you follow up with all those leads and buyers and sellers, and you get a reminder to email them, to text them, to call them. That CRM will also text them for you. So if you guys need some lessons on how to use that CRM, we have plenty of videos on our Facebook group. Amanda does a lot of videos on KV4. Israel does a lot of videos, and I think you guys should check them out. All right?
Yes.
Next video, next slide.
Here we go. So ask the best way to contact them. Some prefer to converse via email, others over the phone, and others might prefer text. After your initial contact, ask your lead which communication method they prefer. If you let them choose, it makes you seem less pushy and willing to adapt to their needs. I love that part. Because when you close out the deal, right, whenever we're having conversations and you speak to somebody over the phone and you have a good conversation, you have a good rapport, you built it through that conversation. At the end, you say, hey, look, we had a great chat. When can we schedule a time to meet? I have some free time tomorrow in the afternoon, or I have some free time the next day, all day. Which day would work best for you? And you let them choose. You don't want to give them too much of an option, I would say, but you give them a couple of days. So I like that part. What do you guys think?
And then you can always ask them which way, like, to contact them as far as, let's say they're not ready to purchase yet, they're buyers, and you want to follow up from time to time. Just tell them, look, what should I do? Should I call you, or would text or email be better for you? Let's see where you're going to be at in a month or so, or in 2 weeks, depending on, what's the situation. And sometimes they just need a little bit of time, before they can actually meet you. But ask them, do you want to, let's keep talking on the phone, or should we text or email?
I prefer to actually bring it out there and let them know that, you know what, let me call you so we can get things going. This way I can see how much of an importance. The reason why I say that is because, honestly, if you take all three of these of importance, right, where you as a person, what do you consider more important, or what do you actually reach out to more? Do you reach out to your phone quicker? Do you reach out to your text quicker? Or do you reach out to your emails quicker? And there's not too many folks that would do the emails so quickly, right? Because they won't feel that that's that important. So really what I'm saying is that if they're saying that, yeah, you can call me, then that means they're actually slightly more serious about wanting to move forward on getting things done and getting that phone call right away. And then text would be the same flow, and then emails, obviously, towards the latter part of their importance. So to me, honestly, I would just say to them, hey, listen, I'm going to call you, and if they say, no, don't call, I'd rather you text me, then fine, I'll text you, but eventually we will turn it into a call, no matter what.
Right. I also found that it's a lot of the way people communicate is generational, meaning a lot of the younger generation, like you guys, you like to text, older folks would definitely would want a phone call, where sometimes like a little just follow up. In my book, wouldn't need a phone call. Some older prospects would want the phone call. So it all depends.
Right. And
I know.
I was just going to say, my only small thing with emails sometimes is that emails are like mail itself, right? So pretty much just electronically, right? Where they see an email, they're like, all right, I don't want to hear from this person. I'll just toss it away. But if you get a true direct information out of them, whether it's texting or calling, video text as well, then you can actually see what kind of relationship or rapport you're going to have with this person, because it's now a verbal conversation or a more visual conversation you're going to have with them. So,
yeah.
All right.
No, I like it.
All right.
So on to the next slide.
Yes.
So, and we were just talking about this, right? Meet them on their turf. That said, with that being said, if leads aren't responding to calls, email them. If they aren't responding to emails, check out their social media profiles. That's kind of sneaky right there, but okay.
I don't think so. I agree. I've sent some messengers to leads that I really wanted to get in touch with, especially sellers. I'll go to this extent. I'll do it. I'll check out the LinkedIn. I'll check out their Facebook, their Instagram. There has to be a way to reach them, definitely.
I agree. I mean, when I was younger, I think that was called stalking, but nowadays it's normal for people to just go on other people's profiles and just swipe through, message. Hey, I saw you were on Zillow looking at some properties, and I've been emailing you, I've been calling you, I've been texting you, but you know what? I found you on Instagram. Are you still looking? I mean, yeah, why not? It's funny, but it's true. We have to make the contact. And I know they said it in sales. What we're looking for is either a yes or a solid no. The in-betweens, the let me call you back, the I'm busy right now, I can't really speak, is not a solid no. If they go for the, hey, stop calling me, I don't want to speak to you anymore, I don't want to look for any properties, then that's a solid no.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. But it's okay to stalk people as long as it's professional and you can explain to them, like, I've been trying to reach you.
Okay. Here's a question. Here's a question for everyone, okay? Because regardless, you're looking on their profile. So what would consider it to be like professional if you're looking at their profile from 9 to 5 and then like after 5 it's not professional? Like what? What would
No,
classify?
I think once you find their profile, don't go trolling on their profile and look at pictures and stuff. Just go straight to Messenger and just message them. I don't think it's necessary to go that far, don't you think?
What do you think, Israel? Is there a certain time where it's professionally stalking, and then like, whoa, what are you
No,
doing
you
stalking?
just find the person on
I don't
Facebook,
know. I'm
and
having a hard time with that. But it's funny because I mean, as funny as we are having a hard time with having to reach out to them, that's exactly what they're doing with us. So it's
exactly.
automatically once they are seeing, oh, it's Ed or it's Gigi, they start looking into our Facebook, Instagram, see what we have, see what's going on. So to do the reverse action on that, it may seem weird to us, but it is something that we need to take care of. We need to do. And honestly, I think that we're going to talk about this a little later. It shouldn't, you could throw a hi, hello, a video, but maybe sometimes just throwing out a quick, did you know, kind of information, some resource, some information that they can be like, wait a minute, I didn't know that. So they can.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this, because that's actually one of the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, not this one, but we're definitely going to hit that because you're speaking about giving value. So hold that thought, Israel. Don't give it just yet. But
Of
the
course.
next one that we're touching on is perfect. Your opening statement. Since you're following up, you've already made your first impression. That means you need to continue building a rapport with your leads and get them to trust you and believe what you're selling, which in this case of real estate are the people skills, product knowledge, and experience. All right.
Right. Yeah.
I think that goes for sales across the board.
Yeah, but I think, in the end, your prospects will appreciate when you're professional enough not to give up and follow up. And they do. Like some people say, oh, I don't want to be a pain. I don't want to try to reach them too much. Many times I've heard people saying, I'm so glad you called me back because last week I was busy with this. I'm so sorry I couldn't pick up the phone. All of a sudden we had some whatever family issue. And I'm so glad you called back because I totally forgot to call you back after. It's like, all right. And they do appreciate the follow-up. So don't feel any type of way that it's going to be too much follow-up. There are no such thing. You already spoke to them. Let's say you're perfecting your opening statement. You had that first contact. They're not totally ready yet. It's okay to keep on calling them because they are almost there yet. So stop, there's a lot of the times people are saying, you know what, I didn't want to work with this agent because he never called me back.
Right.
Or I had that agent and that I was supposed to work with, and then I don't know, never heard from them.
It's funny. It's funny just as far as not calling back. So I actually, was making a lot of phone calls one time, and I kind of wrote down as many of those that have already bought or those who have already sold, of from my past clients and so on and so forth, especially during this COVID that we just had. And within that month, I mean, honestly, just the numbers was crazy. I lost over $1 million in sales because I didn't follow up effectively enough with these folks. So because of that, I've actually changed that around. But $1 million I've lost.
And talking about COVID, I think it was good to. It was a great time to follow up because people wanted to hear from one another. You want to hear from another human being. You cooped up in your house, in your apartment. Definitely, that was a great time to just follow up and stay in touch. So even to this day, keep on following up. If you think you're doing following up too much, you're actually not. So do it. Do it.
Absolutely.
It's still sometimes a very hard exercise because you have so many leads and you go into your KV core and they're asking you to call this person, text this person, and then you have like so many. And it's like sometimes you need to prioritize and see who you're going to follow up with first. Even those people you spoke to. Like it is a skill that you need to brush on constantly. I've been, again, 257 years in the business, but this is something like time management, following up, and pretty much all those essential skills I brush on all the time.
It's very important to have it. Very important.
Yeah. All right.
So provide value. If you don't get the listing on the initial follow-up, the email you send afterwards recapping your conversation should contain something valuable, such as a piece of content highlighting your service in a subtitle way.
I have a spy. I have
Oh
a
my God.
spy. I have a look at her.
Oh, we got a fan.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
That's my sister.
what's up, sister?
Yeah. She wants to say hi to Facebook.
Hey,
My sister Edwige, you know. It's my
Edwige.
baby sister.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Edwige.
I know.
Awesome.
So sorry. Yeah.
So it's okay.
So
No
let's
need,
talk
no need
about
to
that.
apologize. It doesn't necessarily have to be a salesy, but should be related to your real estate services. Another great way to do this, especially during the early back and forth, is to include a link within your postscript to a relevant article related to what you spoke about, whether that's the housing market, music, or sports. So money
Right.
flows in the direction of value. I like that quote.
You know, I've been working a lot with sellers, and a lot of the times I've been, you know, the little value you bring is the cleaning services, you know, the junk removal people, like those little things. If you're gonna bring, again, you know, you're gonna bring something. This is like a what you call a fair trading proposal. I give you something, you're gonna give me something back. So this is usually pretty good. And then, you know, of course, facts on the neighborhood, the average pricing and stuff like that is always good. The market trend, definitely a big one.
Yeah.
You know, and then if they're a sports fan or whatever, I've spoken to, there was a Banksy exhibition not too long ago in New York City, and met with a seller who was a big Banksy fan. You know, this guy that used to tag in the streets and things would, you know, it would just be, nobody knows really who he is. So I shared with him the link to register to the Banksy exhibition. And, you know, it's like those little things, whatever is of value to them, same thing from that conversation. Yeah.
Right.
Very,
That-
very important. Yeah.
Because you'll certainly have a database who are either Banksy fans, who are cooks.
Yes.
Look at barbecue. Look at
Anything.
the barbecue
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people who
Oh, I have another one who wants to come in. Say hi. Come here. Viens là. Viens là. And this is my best friend ever since I'm a kid. Hi.
¿Cómo está?
He's gotta go home. So he came and say goodbye.
Okay.
Ouais, okay.
Nice
Okay,
meeting you, man.
Oh no, I gotta
See you
say
later.
goodbye. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Dimanche?
Okay. Ouais, dimanche.
Voilà.
Okay, bye.
Dimanche.
Tu me rappelles? Hein?
Ouais.
Okay. That's my best friend ever. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, he was helping my brother and my sister moving out some stuff. Anyway, let's get back to this. It was a week of family stuff, man. Heavy.
Okay.
Anyway,
Awesome.
let's do this.
Did we lose Israel?
Yeah, we did. It's okay.
Israel.
Too much kissing, too much French kissing right here.
Oh man. Awesome. So we're gonna go on to the next slide until we get Israel back.
Yeah. Research.
So-
Oh, yeah. This one is really good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So research and use data. The value proposition of being a realtor is that you're an expert in the market where you do most of your business. Yes, there's your experience, but it's also your access and ability to read and describe market metrics. Okay, back up your statements with cold hard facts. Remember, men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. Whether they're
And you
infinite.
know, guys, I'm a big fan of statistics. So yes, use those. We have all the tools on our MLSs to actually grab those statistics, you know, general market statistics. And then when you have like a more specialized search, and you just can read, you know, how many days on the market, average listing price versus sales price, and what's how many listings came on the market over that period of time, how many of them went under the contract, what's the ratio between listings currently on the market versus sold, and also expired, and so on and so forth. So those you should be able to have in your conversations. We've been doing enough training, and we'll keep on doing those trainings to explain to you that you need to use that data. Very important, extremely important.
100%.
I wish Israel was back.
I know.
I know.
We lost them. We lost them completely.
Yeah.
Well, no, but definitely, again, you have to reinforce yourself as a local market expert who knows what they're talking about. All right. Again, present value, do the research, present numbers. If you're pointing at numbers, they can't fight you on it. You know what I mean? A lot of people would swear up and down. In this case, their homes are going to sell for $1 million because they have Italian tiles and their kitchen cabinet set was from Sweden. You know what I mean? And it all got done 10 years ago. I mean, it is what it is.
Sometimes more, sometimes more.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes we're scared to present the facts, right? Like Gigi, I don't know if you can recall in the beginning of your 250-year real estate career where you might have felt that you might have embarrass the owner maybe because you're presenting these numbers where they feel, hey, my property could sell for X amount, and you're showing them, I'm sorry, man, your property cannot sell for that amount.
There goes Israel again. I don't know if I was embarrassed. Again, maybe because of my personality, so I'm not really afraid to be in your face. But I see where it could be a little bit of an issue to a lot of agents who would be afraid to give those stats out because you're afraid to maybe not get the listing or not get the buyer, especially if you're looking to get an exclusivity with this buyer. So yeah, I definitely understand. But it's very important to get the facts. Figures don't lie. And even if you don't really like what you hear I think if you're, like somebody responsible enough and somebody with a level-headed, you'll understand where that agent is coming from, and you should appreciate the research and the knowledge. Definitely.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Now, Israel, I'm going to ask you the same question because I know we lost you and you came back. So welcome back. So the question was this, because we're talking about reinforcing, presenting facts when you're meeting with, in this case, the sellers, right? So if you're meeting with the sellers, was there ever a time in the beginning of your career where you felt that if you presented numbers, you might disrespect the seller because they wanted X amount, and then you were coming in presenting solid facts that it was not going to sell for that amount, that it was actually going to be priced out better for less? In the beginning of your career, did you ever feel scared? Yeah.
Of course. I mean, honestly, look, at the end of the day, you really wanted the listing anyways, right? So you got to a point where they were $110 or $200, 200,000 more than when you are, or 50,000 more than when you are, as far as what the market is telling you. When you're in the beginning and you're not practicing the scripts, or you're not role playing with other folks, in other words, to know how to handle those objections, or at least doing more listing presentations, in other words, to handle those objections, then yeah, you're scared. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. So, but with the right research, research.
I think we're losing Israel again.
Yeah.
So pretty much.
There he is.
The sad thing about it is using a phone during this thing sucks. So I'll keep it short. The point I'm going with this is that do the research that you need to do so that you can defend, all right, and speak to them and ask the seller themselves what was their strategy in mind of the prices that they had in mind versus what the market is telling them they should sell it at.
I like that.
And go from there.
I like that.
And that again, I got that from Sekou. I got that from Sekou as well. So
yeah, shout out to Sekou.
Sekou is basically a well of resources. If we probably should have Sekou again, very soon, because I love what he brings. I really love that heat that he brings. I love it. Anyway.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll move on to the next slide,
which is
know when to step away. Right.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we were talking about this before.
When do you step away? Yes, we tend to all step away too soon. You know, we all, a lot of the times, we probably don't even realize it, but we lose so much money from just, you know, sometimes a lot of those leads, especially with sellers I'm working with, even buyers, I think a lot of those leads take at least a few months you really to warm up, right? At the beginning, they are usually at the beginning stages of trying to figure out what they want, where they want to see. Sellers, they're figuring out, okay, we're getting ready, but we want to have an idea of what we want to do later when we're going to be putting the house on the market. Sometimes they just discovered they're ready right away, but a lot of the times it's going to take a few months. It's going to take a year. And you can't give up at all. And I'm still so glad for KCM because they remind you all the time, you know? Right. So
whether it's KCM or not, but think of it, if you have a system already, think of it this way, that, you know, I've actually was working on a seller for 2 years. I know people have done it for 3 years, and they finally got a listing. So you just got to keep following up. And again, use the holidays as your way to follow up with them. If you can't remember to follow up anytime, if you use every holiday that's out there in the United States, you should be able to at least follow them up 4 times a year, if you think about it that way.
Yeah. Even though this might not be enough, but still, at least something. Did you read that slide, Ed? I don't think you did.
No, we didn't.
All
but
right,
you guys kind of hit it on the head. I mean, perseverance is a mark of a great salesperson, but sometimes you have to know when to step away. Send one final email, the breakup email, to let them know you're done bothering them, but hope to work together in the future. Are you a real estate agent looking for ways to improve your feedback response rate? Learn how the Showing Time Appointment Center can streamline the feedback and showing schedule process, so you can focus more on important tasks that help grow your business.
Right. So I think Showing Time is actually free on MLS. And when you have a listing, and when you're actually showing somebody's listings who's actually been featured on Showing Time so you can schedule, that's a great way to follow up. You know, like you're going to follow up, you're going to ask the agent to follow up on your listing. But as an agent that's been showing property, it's just like a few clicks away. You just give your feedback to the agent, so that agent doesn't have to call you back, you know, and you just don't have to have that conversation of dialing up the phone to call that agent and say, hey, I just showed the apartment and I'm sorry, my buyers don't like it. You know, so we have a lot of tools, again, that minimize all that, you know, those wasted precious seconds that you could be using for actual follow-up with clients and prospecting.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Next, what do we have?
Well, no, that next we have ourselves, because that is the end of the slides.
Yes,
and you guys
that's the end of
have finally done this in a half-hour time span. All right.
No, I mean, this is not a huge subject to really dwell on, but you need to have those 7 points. You definitely need to have a method to follow up, you know. And again, this is a skill that you need to brush on all the time. I'm going to repeat to the new agent. I keep on repeating it because there is an art to following up. You know, it's like you're going to have to not always say, hey, you ready? You ready to buy? No, it doesn't work this way. You know, you got to find value. Your value proposition has to be there. They want to talk to you. You know, you have to bring them, again, some value, some stats and stuff. They're not ready, they don't know, or they're interested in an area that is way out of their budget. You're going to have to bring something that can help them make a decision with an other market within their price range. All right. So all those tools have to be worked on all the time. We're going to bring a lot more material as we go along this year, next year, and the following years, to make sure that we all have all the tools necessary to succeed in this great business we're in. All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is awesome. Thank you, guys. It was awesome.
Yes, I'm gonna go back now to my sister. My brother left.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to because we were still emptying some rooms from, you know, after my parents left this earth. So we're doing a lot of cleanup. And it's going to be almost, you know, it's going to be like 5:30. I'm going to have to start maybe thinking of dinner or before dinner, it's like aperitif.
All right.
Aperitif.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go have myself a breakfast
All right.
sandwich. But guys,
There you
thank
go.
you so much for tuning in. If you
Well,
have any
I'm
questions,
gonna go back
reach
to
out. Yeah.
Yes.
No, do your
Yes,
thing,
that's
guys.
great.
It was great seeing you. Have a great,
Thank
great
you.
weekend, everyone. Enjoy
great
your
weekend.
weekend. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
See you in
you.
New York
Peace.
next week, all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.